Hey YouTube family, happy Friday! It's Sarah, LessOfSarah, and I'm here today with my 22-week post-op update from VSG, or vertical sleeve gastrectomy weight loss surgery, which I had November 30th, 2012 in Mexicali, Mexico with Dr. Aceves. So I know, again, I always mention Dr. Aceves' name on my videos, and just recently I've hooked up with a bunch of people who are having surgery in the next month or two with Dr. Aceves, which is great. I have said before, and I'll say again, I absolutely very highly recommend Dr. Aceves and his team in Mexicali. They are fantastic. I had a wonderful experience. And, you know, I think most of his patients have great results from what I've seen. So if you're considering surgery in Mexico, definitely look at Dr. Aceves. So yeah, I think yesterday in my video I said today was my 21-week update. It's my 22-week update. I'll stop smoking crack before I make those videos, and hopefully that will solve my math problems. Or my memory problems, one or the other. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the numbers. So if you've been watching my videos, you know that I am working towards 150 pounds lost. I'm very, very close to that goal, but have I actually reached it yet? Let's see. So I started my journey at 460 pounds. That was the end of September 2012. Prior to surgery, I lost 40 pounds. So my surgery day weight on November 30th of 2012 was 420 pounds. Last week, I had a 2-pound loss, I think. Yeah, a 2-pound loss, and I was at 314.5. And this week, I am at 311. So I'm not complaining. That's a 3.5-pound loss, which is great. I would have loved to be 310 and have hit that 150. I haven't quite gotten there yet. I did actually see, my scale is drunk often, and I have to weigh myself like 4 times and sort of take an average. I did see 310.5 on the scale this morning at one point, but it pretty much averaged out to 311. So I'm almost there. Now, my original goal was actually to get to 310 or 150 pounds lost from my highest weight by May 19th, which is the day that I leave for New York. So as long as I don't have like a 2-week stall, I should hopefully reach 150 pounds lost at some point this week. Fingers crossed. And then I will definitely make my 150 pound lost video. I know you're all wondering what I'm going to do. It's a secret. You guys will see when I get there. So, yeah, I'm thrilled with a 3.5 pound loss this week. Sorry, I have itchy nose. Again, I haven't really been doing anything differently. I did try and cut down a little bit on the snacking, I guess you would call it. I don't know if it's really snacking, but just like grabbing something every now and then, or a bite of this or whatever. So yeah, I've definitely tried to cut down on that, and I think that that's helped. Not that it was like out of control or anything, but you know, it's extra calories I didn't really need to be taking in. Food-wise, I'm still kind of in the nothing is all that appealing kind of stage. My food choice has been pretty boring. I have the same thing for my first and last meal of the day. I either have yogurt or a protein shake, one or the other, and then I have the other for the last meal. So at this point, I basically have what I would say is 4 meals, if you want to call it that, and maybe a snack. So I have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then because I stay up late, I usually have either yogurt or protein shake after dinner, depending on what I've had in the morning. So that's the same every day. So it's basically, you know, lunch and dinner that I have to worry about. I think I mentioned in my last video I'd made a bunch of the wonton cupcakes. So last week or the week before, I made pulled pork pizza, taco, and Philly cheesesteak. And I'm actually going to talk about those a little bit later in this video, possibly, if I have time. But so I've been having those for lunch a lot of the time, so it's easy to just throw in the microwave and quick, because I've been very, very busy with work, which I know I've talked about too. Stress levels this week have been pretty high just because of work. Haven't been sleeping as much as I should be. I'm hoping that's going to improve, and hopefully that will, show up on a scale too. So that's not very exciting. Fitness-wise, because I always forget to talk about that. I'm still working out with my personal trainer twice a week. Sometimes I hate her, but she's awesome. We are now moving into the build phase of her program. So that means next week we are going to be doing mostly heavy weights, heavy lifting. So less concentration on like core exercises and that sort of thing, and more on building muscle. So lower reps, heavier weights. So that's going to be an interesting challenge. I've always been pretty strong. And she thinks that especially my legs are very strong. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I'm a little wary. I do get a lot of muscle soreness after I work out. So I'm a little concerned about how that's going to go, but I will report back, I promise. One thing that I just wanted to kind of remind everyone about is the Renew show. I've talked about Renew before on my channel, and it is basically a YouTube show that's broadcast on Tuesdays live at 9 p.m. and then you can watch the recording later on in the evening if you want. And it is a show for the weight loss community, both people who have had weight loss surgery and people who are on other kinds of weight loss journeys. And most weeks they have a guest on talking about their weight loss journey, and I am going to be on the show on May 14th, which is a Tuesday night. And so you can interact live while you're watching. You can ask questions. So if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to ask them on the show. I have told the host that I will answer questions about anything. Nothing is off limits as far as topic goes. So I hope that you guys watch. I'm really looking forward to it. Kind of excited about it. So I will probably remind you guys again next week. But so I'm excited about the Renew show coming up. I wanted to do a shout out to Catharine, Gastric Sleeve Diaries, who's having her surgery today. I don't know if your surgery was in the morning, so you may have already had it. But either way, I know that you were having some mixed emotions about it, and I know that you are going to do great. You're going to look back and know that this is the right decision for you, and that today was the day you changed your life for the better. So I'm really excited for you, and I'm looking forward to that first post-op video. What else do we have to talk about? Let's look at our notes, shall we? Stress, kind of talked about that. My overall mood, I guess, it's improved a little bit from the last few weeks. I was having a really down couple of weeks a few weeks ago. It's definitely improved. Partially it's because some of my work craziness is now past, which is good. Partially it's because I'm going to New York in a couple of weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. Partially it's because the weather has finally changed in the Toronto area. We did not have any spring in April. There was a lot of rain. We had snow a couple of times. Not that it stuck on the ground, but I mean, it was snowing. It was cold. And I have suffered from seasonal affective disorder. And it doesn't seem to matter, I haven't gone the route of like light therapy or that sort of thing, but I take my vitamin D, I'll do all that, but the weather still does really affect me. It's always affected me. I get headaches from, barometric pressure changes. I'm just very affected by weather. And so now that we've finally had some sun and some warm days, it is honestly, my mood has dramatically improved just in the last 4 or 5 days, just from that. So hopefully it stays that way. I know it's supposed to be nice for the next few days at least, so I'm trying to take advantage of it and spend some time outside and go for walks and enjoy the sunshine. So, for me, that really honestly makes a difference. So I'm hoping that will make a difference in my mood overall going forward through the summer, which is great. NSVs. Did I have NSVs this week? You know what? This is going to sound really weird, but I think because I've had many NSVs, it's not that they're less important, but I kind of forget about them. I'll just notice them and be like, oh, cool. So, like, I was driving in the car yesterday and I looked down and I realized I used to have to squeeze my belly. Like, the steering wheel would almost touch my belly in the car. And now there's, like, I don't know, probably 10 inches of space. And then when I look down between my legs, this sounds odd, but I could actually see the car seat between my legs. And for some of you, that may sound really weird. Like, yeah, of course you should be able to. But I couldn't. I had my thighs are still huge, but there was no way I was going to see the car seat between my legs when I was driving. So it's small things like that. Chairs, right? We all talk about chairs, not fitting into chairs, not fitting into the booths, all those things. I haven't had an experience of not fitting into a chair or a booth in probably more than 2 months at this point. And while I still have that anxiety, you know, when you're in the doctor's waiting room and you're like, oh no, there's no chairs that don't have arms available, you know, but I always fit. I went to a restaurant that has tiny booths, like where I could not have squeezed myself in there before. Like, forget it. I fit. So yeah, that kind of stuff is, because some of the changes happen not slowly, but I guess over time, and you don't really realize that you haven't had the experience of having to worry about that. That's amazing. And, you know, my energy level is not, I'm not one of those people who's like, I've lost weight and now I have so much energy. I don't think I eat enough to have that much energy, but I definitely have more energy, more stamina for sure than I did almost 150 pounds ago. So, that's the part I didn't say about my number. So now I'm at 149.5 pounds lost overall and 109.5 pounds lost in surgery. So it has made a dramatic difference in my life. I'm not going to lie, for sure. So, what else? Oh, I went shopping yesterday. That was kind of fun. I needed to buy some shirts. I didn't have any shirts that actually fit properly, at least not like casual shirts. So I bought a pair of jeans, a couple of cardigans, 3 casual, like more like t-shirts, and then I think a couple of nicer shirts, and I think it was around $100, so I didn't do too badly. A lot of stuff was on clearance, so that was good. But the jeans were a size 24, and I'm pretty much firmly now in a 24, a small 26 or a big 22, but pretty much right in a 24, and in mostly a 3X, sometimes 2X shirt, depending on the style of the shirt. And one of the cardigans I actually bought yesterday was a 1X. I don't know what that was about. I mean, I think it was because it was knit, but literally the 2X was too big. The last time I bought something that was a 1X was probably 20 years ago. So that was kind of an interesting experience. But yeah, shopping, it's a trip now. It's really weird. I still have a problem going to like the middle of the rack and looking at that stuff. So, but it was fun. So I'm at 13 minutes, so I don't have time to talk about wonton cupcake recipes, but I will try and make another video actually within maybe over the weekend talking about that, because I'm just about to make a video response to Sanctity Rapture about her 4 things tag. So I think that's all for this week. I love watching your videos, love commenting, love your comments, love that you guys are watching me. Thank you so much for all your comments on the videos I did with my husband, Will. He has a totally swollen head now because everyone said such nice things about him. So I'm looking forward to seeing those people who have also done husband tag videos. So until next time, until next week, remember to appreciate every step in your journey. Have a great day.